we remember the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk, who built his platform on open and honest dialogue with the goal to change the way people think about politics and each other. Charlie's mission has been the same since the beginning of Turning Point's creation: to reach across the aisle using words, not weapons, to address the country's most pressing political issues, to find some common ground. While some may have disagreed with some of Charlie's political beliefs, his desire to make America the best it can be was undeniable, and he was tireless in this mission. Charlie woke up every day and gave thanks for the many blessings in his life, for his family, his freedom, and his faith. Listen to his Thanksgiving message that he published on this day last year.
On Thanksgiving, you must be grateful to something. You could be grateful to your parents, grateful to your friends, but of course, grateful to Almighty God. You got to keep the main thing, God, family, country. And you see, when you're thankful, I think it invites humility. I believe gratitude and humility are sister virtues. Because by definition, when you are thankful, you are not necessarily taking credit for everything. When you are thankful, you're not saying that it's all because of you, that there's something that was given to you, that you are the recipient of something external that you did not make happen. And we are all recipients of this beautiful nation. And so as you sit around the Thanksgiving table this Thanksgiving, just be thankful that we still have a country. And Thanksgiving is a uniquely American tradition. Going all the way back to the original story of Thanksgiving to today, we pause and say thank you. I think it's one of the greatest traditions in American history, in just our whole country.
Through grief, there is growth, and Turning Point Campus's footprint is only growing stronger. The organization has seen an unprecedented amount of chapter requests in the wake of Charlie's assassination. Young people are, in fact, pushing his movement forward. And now Charlie's mission has become a turning point across the nation. Kennedy, his words on Thanksgiving last year are so poignant, especially now that he is among the dearly departed. We know that to be away from the body means to be in the presence of the Lord, and that we will see the goodness of the Lord among the land of the living, which I think feels especially prescient this Thanksgiving.
Yes, absolutely. And also, as we gather around with our family members, you know, for the last few years, we have been encouraged by people with whom we might have political disagreements to not have a feast with our family. And I think this is a year, especially in light of Charlie's assassination, where people can come together. People with differences can come together. And the most important thing is to indeed find that common ground. Now, in the past, we have said, don't talk about politics, but he showed us a way that you can have a dialogue about things that are sensitive, and you can respect other people's opinions, and you can listen to them and have an open heart and be curious. And that is what Thanksgiving is. It is a reset for ourselves and our families and our humility, so we can receive other people's grace and extend ours to them and truly have more meaningful conversations. And I think his life and his legacy is just that.
Indeed. And Lisa, to me, the political discourse or disagreements pale in comparison to gratitude and love for family and one another. And so on this Thanksgiving, my prayer, and I venture to say Charlie's too, was that people overcome and overlook whatever differences they have to enjoy their love and their family around the table.
Well, and he was trying to bring the country together. That's what he was doing through dialogue, with having these conversations on campuses across the country. And my heart goes out to Erica and their kids. This is going to be the first Thanksgiving, the first holidays without Charlie. But imagine being 31 and already having life figured out, which is what we saw with Charlie Kirk. He knew his mission on earth. He had a purpose-driven life, a Christ-driven life. He was a messenger for God, for faith, freedom, for this country. And those were his deeply held beliefs. And I think that's why it resonated with so many people across the country, because it was real. He wasn't doing it for fame. He wasn't doing it for attention. He wasn't doing it for money, because he believed it in his heart. And to see the impact that that had, just look at his funeral. The New York Post estimated 20 million people from online and with TV and across the country watched his funeral. You look at 200,000 people registered for the funeral, full capacity at the stadium. And you can go back to even looking at Ronald Reagan during his ceremony, it was 21 million. Now, the primetime burial later had more viewers, but that's the impact of this young man. I think that's why it's such a gut punch for so many people across the country. If this 31-year-old is so purpose-filled, so driven, knows exactly why he's here on Earth, why don't I? Or maybe I should figure it out.
Rosanna, my Italian sister, my name compagno means with bread, and it translates to companion, because with friends and with companions, we break bread. You own an incredible restaurant, a few here in the city. How do you see Charlie's message of that, of reaching across the aisle, of seeing every human for who they are, through the grace of food and dining with others?
It's funny, food brings our family together, and with the restaurant, it is an extension of our home. And, you know, no matter what your background is, no matter what your beliefs are, gratitude can be a bridge rather than a divider. And I was thinking about Erica Kirk. I got a chance to meet her at the Patriot Awards, and she is a beautiful woman, so positive in the face of such a tragedy, but she stepped into this role, leadership of her family now, her young children, and of course this organization. And gratitude, there is scientific evidence now that says when you journal, when you write down just the simple things of why you're grateful, it really changes the chemistry of your brain. And it could be, you know, thank you so much for having me be a part of your panel today on Thanksgiving. I really do appreciate your friendship and guidance today. But it really kind of resets the mind. And we can do that in our own homes every day. I love around the dinner table on Thanksgiving, giving everybody a little card. And it starts off, I am grateful for, and I want everybody to sign it and say something and then read it. And sometimes we kind of, you know, joust one another about what we say, but even the silly things like I'm grateful for the turkey, that it's not overcooked today. You know, just do it. It feels so much better. It changes your brain and your attitude.
Well, we're thankful for you, too.
Yeah, exactly. The gratitude's all ours. Doctor, for many who are watching this and joining us today online and on television, they have loved ones in the hospital. They might have received a medical report that they were ill. How do you interpret and apply Charlie's message of unity and the like to your role as a physician, offering comfort and gratitude for those individuals?
Great question. I think Charlie's message works in the hospital, too, that when you say thanks, when you look for gratitude from a higher being, God, it makes you feel calmer and you're more open to love, and that type of thing leads to healing. That comes back all the way to the first Thanksgiving, where the Pilgrims in 1621 were struggling to grow crops, and they couldn't, and they lost half of them. But they then found that the crops they grew 5 times better than in England. But a few years later, they had a drought. And this is where Thanksgiving really came from, this drought, because they were all going to die at that point, but they prayed to God every single day. They prayed and they prayed and they prayed. God brought them a gentle rain, not a nor'easter, but a gentle rain that allowed the crops to survive, and with that, the Pilgrims. We say thanks to God on Thanksgiving for that type of thing, that he allows us life to be together. I agree with Rosanna. This is a great panel to be with.
And you're right. You know, we are told to petition what's on our heart with prayer and thanksgiving at all times. So those go hand in hand.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.